love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing, I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
tight, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Colder nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 거. Oh yeah. Baby can't you come with 가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, it's such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. Oh, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
Good morning. Mic check 1 2. Hey, Lakeisha. What up, Steven? Hoorah. Let's get this going. I sat down just in time, yo. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. Yeah, yeah. To work things out. To work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. Hopefully. To work things out. To work things out. To make sure the screen is in sync today. To work things out. Test 1 2. To work things out. To work things out. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. We are reading the Book of Obsidian. Let's see. Hold on, you guys. We are reading the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. We're going to jump right into it. For those that don't know what this is a live book club where we read a book a month. And we are currently reading the Book of Obsidian. We're on chapter 15 and 16 of the Book of Obsidian. It's a great book. I don't want to do too much of a monologue because I just restarted the computer. Now, if I have problems today, I'm going to be super upset.
If I have problems with syncing the audio today, I'm going to be super upset. Steven, am I in sync today? Steven, so far as you're listening to me speak, is my audio and video in sync like it's supposed to be? I did a fresh restart. The computer just fired up. All the equipment just turned on. There should be no reason why we have any issues today. But if we do, and I see a small delay, I'm gonna be real upset because I like this new setup, but if it's not going to work, then I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are here. We're getting ready to jump right into it. We're gonna jump right into reading the book. Steven, let me know. Am I in sync this time before I continue? Normally I'll be talking about a bunch of stuff. I don't want to talk about nothing because I just want to make sure that this stream is working. Test 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Steven is just ignoring me. Okay, I'm gonna assume that everything is fine. Where we at? Oh, he's giving me a thumbs up. Yes, matches up perfectly. Okay, you know what? I was looking at something else. My bad. Steven is actually helping me. All right, cool. Thanks, Steven. All right, Steven says the audio and the video is good to go. And so we're gonna move forward with reading. I am not going to do much of a monologue today. We're going to just jump right into it because I don't know how long it's going to work. I need to run a few more tests, but I think it's good. Lakeisha says it's good, so let's move forward. Let's go over to our read screen. Now, I know switching the screen. See, and I think it's the software because whenever I go live directly through the internet, I don't have this issue. And I know that another thing is I can do an audio delay. I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to bother with all that right now. All right, guys. Chapter 15, The Boyfriend Experience. Chapter 15, The Boyfriend Experience. We are reading the Book of Obsidian. This is a live book club where I read to you guys a book a month to instruct us in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. We read Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today we're getting started with our book, the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, and we're on chapter 15 and 16. If you want to listen to the rest of the book or the chapter, if you're just now tuning in with us and you want to listen to what we've already read, you can just find that playlist in my YouTube channel and go back. We have about 7 books in there. So we've been doing this since last year and it's been working out really well. Let's see. So we start here with, Obsidian likes to start off with songs. I'm going to skip that. That's Joe, American R&B songwriter, singer, and record producer. You certainly don't need me to tell you, ladies, dating is tough. And especially so for Black women. Dating is tough. Is dating tough, Lakeisha, these days for you? Sidebar. Is the dating scene tough in Chicago? Or is it pretty easy for women in Chicago? All manner of research bears it out, and a quick Google search on the matter turns up all kinds of juicy red meat to toss to the party faithful who cling to what I refer to as the narrative. The notion that Black women's woes in life and love are entirely due to factors and forces beyond their own control. For example, there's the infamous study released by OkCupid's in-house research arm, OK Trends, that pointed out how Black women got the least amount of responses of all women using their mammoth dating website, despite the fact that Black women are the most friendly. Uh-oh. Amber alert. There's an Amber alert. Oh, Lakeisha says she's not dating yet. Okay. Toya says, I think the dating scene is tough if you make it that way. That's right. It's a good attitude to have, Toya. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Parker. This is one of the shirts I carry at Bars Raw. The venerable newspaper website, The Washington Post. You know who owns The Washington Post? Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. He bought The Washington Post. Did you guys know that? Like, Amazon owns The Washington Post. Well, Jeff Bezos owns The Washington Post. The venerable newspaper website, The Washington Post, concurs with the tale of one lady who quit the enterprise altogether because, in her view, online dating was inherently discriminatory and even downright racist. Not to be outdone, the New York Post chimes in on the matter, citing two women academics who argue that not only are dating apps in our time like OkCupid and Hinge allowing for racial discrimination against Black women in their user preferences, but that they are going against everything the Civil Rights Act of more than half a century ago was created to stamp out. But that's only one side of it. The other side is the fact that despite all the trouble the lovely ladies have in computer love, the fact remains that they're getting it in with somebody. For example, and I covered this on my weekly column on the Negro Manosphere website. Consider the tale of one Miss Yasmin Awalabi, one of what Eugene Robinson calls Black America's emergent sisters, and her tale of Black love gone wrong. My best friend told me this the other day, and I had an epiphany. When I get with my friends, somehow we always end up talking about guys. Despite the amount of guy bashing posts I really don't believe that all guys are trash. Just most of them. Okay, just a few. What is in our DNA that makes us attracted to fuckboys? Especially when all the signs are there in the beginning. Ladies, what is it in your DNA that attracts you to fuckboys when all the signs are there in the beginning? That is the question of the century. Sidebar. I do not understand why women run to men who don't give a fuck about them. You chase after men who don't even text you back, don't call you back, don't check on you, don't care about you, don't spend any time worrying about how you're living. And you run after him, and and you are at his beck and call. Yet the guy that cares about you, you ignore. You give him a hard time. That is the weirdest thing to me, and that's a woman thing, a Black woman thing. Why do y'all? That makes no sense to me. Sis, you can't run around with SZA yelling, "Why you bother me when you know you don't want me?" when you steadily text him back, even when he doesn't respond to you, but has time to snap about an unfulfilling lunch. How about we change up the script a bit and put more effort into the guy that has the qualities you desire from the beginning? You're steadily texting the guy who doesn't even bother to text you back, but he got all kind of photos on his Instagram. Make that make sense, ladies. Miss Parker, does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to us men. It makes no sense. Men don't do that, by the way. I just want to be clear about something. This is a distinct difference between men and women. Men don't do that. You ladies will chase after the dude who won't even text you back, but he just, right after you text him, that same phone, he just took a picture of his lunch and put it on his Instagram. That means he just fucking ignored you, and you still steadily chasing after him. But then you got this other guy, this other non-select guy that cares about you, that wants you, and he's everything that you actually need, and you giving him a hard time. Make that make sense. And it goes on. Article after article online details the travails of the sisters out there in these dating and mating streets. Of course, Mr. Owalabi admits that she's had nice guys enter her social orbit too, but she's simply not attracted to them. Miss Parker says she's seen it happen. You know what happens out here in LA, Miss Parker, right? Right where we are. It's the worst out here. It's weird. But here's the question, Miss Parker, is that you? Before I read what Miss Owalabi wrote about her nice guy escapades, Miss Parker, am I speaking to you? Am I speaking to the women that's watching this broadcast? Are you chasing men who don't give a fuck about you and ignoring the ones who do? Ooh, that Amber Alert. They looking for that baby. Toya says you can't make sense of what don't make sense. Shout out to Toya. Lakeisha says I definitely seen it happen. I met a nice guy not too long ago, is what she said, right? He was polite. He texted during my normal hours and could hold a decent conversation. Naturally, I made up a number of reasons why I couldn't pursue him and friend zone the guy. As I spent time reflecting, I remembered a time when I met a fuckboy who knew just what to say and when to say it to keep me on his line. He was a jerk, but I credited his bad behavior as having personality and swag. I really hope I'm not the only one who has experienced this. For some reason, I am more attracted at the task of turning a guy that isn't right for me into an upstanding base citizen than having my Prince Charming. Whoa. What the hell was that? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Keyboard just said, what? There's more than one way to skin a cat. I am more attracted at the task of turning a guy that isn't right for me into an upstanding base citizen than having my Prince Charming from the beginning. My obsession with do-it-yourself projects is better spent on Pinterest at Michael's because my heart can't take it anymore. I can literally have a nice guy who meets all of my superficial requirements and still look him over to entertain a dude that wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire. Hey, CC She. Glad to have you here. Is everybody typing salute in the chat? Make sure you guys are typing the word salute in the chat to ensure that you guys are entered into the contest. Everybody type the word salute in the chat. It's picking up your names. Something tells me that a non-insignificant number of you ladies that are listening to Shannon right now or reading this book knows a bit about what Miss Yasmin speaks. But that's another topic for another chapter. The next one, actually. So tighten up your chin straps. In the meantime, you get the point, ladies. Not many of you lovely ladies out here are being treated in the way that you think you should. Wined and dined. Treated like a lady out on a night on the town. You know, like all those older R&B tunes, Hollywood romance flicks, and steamy novels said you should be treated. Reality bites. And can be a you know what, to be sure. So it's understandable that many of you would want what I call the boyfriend experience. What is the boyfriend experience? Well, here's the boyfriend experience explained, CC She. Here's what the boyfriend experience is explained, CC She. Listen up to your boy Shan. First, let's be clear. What I am not talking about when I use the phrase boyfriend experience, I am not talking about that rare bird known as the male escort, and they most certainly do exist, by the way. The renegade types, those are hired guns that you hire and pay to keep up appearances at important social functions or even those more intimate family holiday dinners and outings, so you don't have to explain how and why you're single for the umpteenth time. Stuff like that. We're not talking about the guys that you pay to hang out with you. We're not talking about the rent agents or, the escort guys. We're not talking about him. Not when we talk about the boyfriend experience. No, Miss Drea, that's not what we're talking about. What I mean by the boyfriend experience is more along the lines of something that has been unearthed by academic researchers coming out of Azusa Pacific University in the past few years. Women who have admitted to going out on dates with men they had little to no actual sexual or romantic interest in. Women going out on dates with men that they do not want to have sex with. The study, which was co-authored by Dr. Brian Collision and appeared in Social, Psychological, and Personality Science, found that roughly 1/3, that's 33%, 1/3 of American women engaged in the practice known as foodie calls and was widely publicized in the American media. It's not a booty call, it's a foodie call. You ladies in the chat, you ladies that's watching this show right now know what a foodie call in it is, and many of you have been on one, if not all of you. To be sure, when I covered the matter first live on air and then in print, quite a few ladies got very upset and vehemently disagreed with the study's findings, largely on racial grounds. They argue that since the study didn't specify the races of the women studied, it wouldn't be wise to automatically assume that its conclusions would apply to Black women. In a woke age, I had to admit that the lovely ladies might have had a point. I call bullshit though, because I know Black women go on foodie calls. Since then, I've reconsidered my position on the matter. Thank you, Obsidian. Since then, I've reconsidered my position on the matter. And we're talking about the boyfriend experience. Extend and revise it to include what I am proffering now in the fall of 2021. Aside from the dinner whoring dimensions previously studied, reported, and discussed, where the focus is strictly on the procurement of free food, because that's really all you want. You just want to procure free food while dangling what dating coach and author Alan Roger Curry called the possibility of sex. Take me to dinner for the possibility of sex. In front of an unsuspecting suitor, there is another factor at work that might indeed be somewhat unique to the Black female experience here. One of attempting to seek or make up for emotional interactions with men that are otherwise lacking in their social dating and mating lives. In other words, ladies, Lakeisha, the boyfriend experience. I know Lakeisha says it's not that serious. It's not that serious. If I'm not interested, I'm not going. That's what Lakeisha says. I know the theory, ladies, but we're talking about in practice. I know how it sounds theoretically, but how does it sound in practice? What does it look like in practice? In other words, ladies, the boyfriend experience in a Black American dating and mating context might explain how and why so many Black women go out on dates with Black men they're really not at all that interested in. Because in the so doing, they can get a taste of what having a boyfriend is like outside of the bedroom. You know, the notion of being treated special, the opportunities to go out someplace nice, the conversation in an intimate setting, even the publicity of it all. After all, we do live in a social media world, and Black women avail themselves of it more than anyone else. Black women is using Instagram and wants everybody to see the selfies and the fact that they went out to dinner and they show their food. They go real slow. They do that real slow motion across their dinner plate as soon as it comes out, right? As soon as the waiter and the servers bring the food out and they put it on the plate, the ladies, they grab their phone and they, right before you eat, and guys be looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing? Women, just want to show you that, look, I go out too. Look, world. Look, everybody. People like me. I want everybody to see that I can eat lobster whenever, somebody's taking me out to have some shrimp as well. Doesn't it look yummy? Right? The social aspect of it all. With so many black women freely admitting that they hadn't been out on a proper date in months, some even report years, what I am suggesting here is in no way out of the realm of possibility. And as so many of you know and know well, let's face it, in our time today, the kinds of black men many of you go for, the kinds of black men that many of you black women actually go for, rarely wine and dine you before hitting them sheets. Many of you may be loath to admit it, but we all know it's true. For one thing, how do you explain all the bastard children being born in Black America life today? That fact alone proves the point, but so too does the de facto default setting of mating in Black America now, which is known as hooking up. In fact, this is so well known that Steve Harvey addressed it in his hugely popular dating tome, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. How so many of you with quite a bit of deliberative forethought, I might add, cobble together a stable of men to meet every need you have, including sexual. It's a topic typically framed along the lines of, can men and women just be friends? Can men, pirate dates? What is a pirate date, CCC? What is a pirate? Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Private date. I'm about to say, what the fuck? CCC says she loves private dates. I thought she said pirate dates. I read it wrong. I'm about to say, oh, God, break that down for me. Okay, she loves private dates. Okay, and Lakeisha says very private. Doesn't want nobody to know, huh? Okay. How so many of you with quite a bit of deliberative forethought, I might add, cobble together a stable of men. You ladies put together a stable of guys to meet all your needs, right? Who's going to help me fix this? Who's going to help me do my computer right? Who's going to help me fix my car? And who can I call to help me with my taxes? And who can I call because I'm having a problem with my credit? And who can I call to come give me some dick? And who can I call to, you ladies, who can I call to go to the gym with and hang out with? And who can I call? You guys got, you put together this stable of men that meet all your various needs, right? But as you might imagine, I have just a bit more to add to Mr. Steve Harvey's take on the whole ball of wax, some of which appears in this chapter and a bit more in a later one devoted to the subject platonic friends. So stay tuned for that. My point here in bringing up Mr. Steve Harvey is to show you how so many of you black women have to go to the lengths you do to find atomized pieces of and parts of men to meet your needs bolsters my argument for the boyfriend experience, what I have jokingly referred to as Frankendude. Oh, and another thing, in case some of you might not have picked up on it, my term is something of the mirror of the girlfriend experience, that which is provided by female escorts, call girls and the like, to the men who hire their services. Aside from merely providing sex work, these ladies also play the part of modern day courtesans who can make a man look good at important social functions, say all the right things, are good and attentive listeners, and so on. Like my masculinization of the phrase, yes, I am arguing that black women do it too. But hang on a sec. As I pointed out above, such services are available to women in our time, right? I mean, the renegade is a very real thing. So why won't black women simply do what white, Hispanic, and Asian women do and hire a hunk for the evening? The answers may or may not shock you. Why won't black women just hire a rent-a-bay? Because they're available. They're in Los Angeles, they're in New York, they're in Chicago, they're in Florida, they're in Atlanta. The simple answer as to why black women won't just hire a rent-a-bay is black women are cheap. I would say broke, but when black women collectively spend some 9 times more on beauty products to the tune of over $1 billion a year, it's hard to make such a case with a straight face. Can't call you broke. Y'all spend so much money on weaves and makeup. Can't call you broke, but you're cheap. And I haven't even factored in the millions, if not billions, of black women have spent on the black love machine or on travel services. These facts alone prove that after all the sound and fury about how much harder black women just have it financially out here on these cold streets, they somehow scrape up the cash to live their best lives and look glam while doing it. As broke as y'all claim y'all are, y'all sure look good. You know how to as broke as black women claim they sure are keeping Fashion Nova in business. So, like I said above, the quick and easy answer to why black women won't simply hire a hot guy to be their boyfriend for an hour or two is because black women are cheap. They like to spend their money on themselves. Wait, isn't spending money on a guy who will give you the boyfriend experience, in essence, spending money on yourself? Not in the minds of black women. No. You see, spending money on a man is taking away money they could be spending on themselves. And black women avoid doing this in any and every chance they get, i.e. Father's Day. Did you guys hear my take on King Talk last night? Sidebar. Ain't no sister ponying up no $200 or more an hour to have a fine brother look good on her arm. Not gonna happen. You see, if you have to revert to hiring someone to date you, at that point, just don't even date. That's how Lakeisha feels. But wait, there's more. Aside from the cheap reason cited above, there's yet another reason why black women won't do what white, Asian, and Hispanic women do along these lines. Pride. You see what Lakeisha wrote? Pride. You see, for many black women, like my girl Lakeisha, who's my number one moderator, I love her so much, but she said, pride ain't gonna let me do that. You see, for many black women like Lakeisha Michelle, it's a statement of pride to say that you've got a man. Or conversely, why don't you have one? In black American life, the notion of there being a shortage of eligible black men, the narrative has taken such a stronghold on the public square of daily black American discourse that black women who are particularly unlucky, hard-headed, or downright bitchy, black women who are particularly unlucky, hard-headed, which is my argument, or downright bitchy, which is my other argument. It ain't no unluck. There, I said it, have an easy out for why they're manless. You could simply say the reason you ain't got a man is because it ain't enough of them. They're not beating down your door. The mantras of I can do bad all by myself and so on are part of the fabric of our world now. So imagine if the word got out that, say, Danielle actually rented a hot brother. We'll call him Jamal. For the winter ball that her sorority threw. I won't cite any one particular lest they come after me with torches and pitchforks already at the ready. Can you imagine what her sisters would say about that, about Danielle hiring Jamal to go to the party? The murmuring would quickly escalate to full-on call-outs, and we all know what happens after that. Just watch any episode of The Real Housewives of fill in the blank. It doesn't matter what city. Atlanta, New York, Los Angeles, whatever, Orange County. For black women to rent a bae would be to admit that they aren't anywhere near as fabulous as they think they are. For black women to rent a man would be pseudily admitting that they aren't as fabulous as they claim they are, or as they think they are. That it, along with so much of their existence, is little more than feeble artifice in an increasingly meta world. White, Asian, and Hispanic women, the latter being the only ones who come close to the rank and file sister in appearance and temperament, are far and away more pragmatic about these matters than black women are on a whole. This explains how and why Rent-A-Gent exists in the first place here in the States, taking its cues and inspiration from the host boy culture of Japan, where venerated players can make as much as $50,000 a month by looking the part, playing the part, and telling ladies what they want to hear and being a strong shoulder to lean and cry on. Everywhere this works, except for Black America. The last and final reasons why black women won't do what women the world over are doing in this regard owes to their attitude. Black women's attitude. Aside from being cheap and prideful, many black women honestly think that black men are free. You should see the post I just put on my Instagram page and the responses of some of the black women thereof. How entitled black women are, and don't even have to pay attention to the words a brother like me writes. Just glances right over it. Black women's attitude, aside from being cheap and prideful, many black women honestly think that black men are free. In the words of St. Kevin Samuels, professional image consultant by day and black love expert by night, he observes that black women honestly think they can and should gain access not just to black men overall, but to the best of black men at absolutely no cost to themselves at all. He argues during his wildly popular live streams on YouTube and Instagram that it is this attitude that has greatly harmed black women at a time when the competition for desirable black males, male mates of any race, but especially black, is at an all-time high. And that women of other races and backgrounds are kicking black women's collective behinds because of it. You get what you pay for. Hi, Miss Heather Woods. She came in real simple. Hi, Mr. Rawls. See, when you get my age and you hear somebody just speak like that, sidebar. I've been having a femininity, masculinity, women who buck up and want to buck up on men discussion lately. So it's real comforting when I see a woman with a pretty picture like Heather Woods in the chat come in and just simply say, hi, Mr. Rawls. Hello, Miss Heather Woods. You get what you pay for, ladies. This brings us back round robin to Steve Harvey. In his book, he cites the example of the black woman who has numerous friends to meet her various and often mercurial needs. Women are complicated creatures. You need stuff, lots of it, and you expect your man to provide it. Ladies, you need stuff. And you need lots of it, and you expect your man to provide it, even if you haven't explained what it is you need and want, or even if what you needed and wanted 5 minutes ago is wholly different from what you need and want right now. In fact, I've said over and over again jokingly that the only way a woman can truly be completely satisfied is to get herself 4 different men. An old one, an ugly one, a mandingo, and a gay guy. Now, the 4 of them combined, they got you covered. The old man, he'll sit around the house with you. He'll spend his pension check on you. He'll hug you. He'll hold you. He'll give you comfort and won't expect any sex from you because, well, he can't even get it up no way. From him, you get financial security. The ugly one, he'll go above and beyond the call of duty to help you out. He'll take the kids to their lessons after school. He'll run you down to the grocery store. He'll wash your car on the weekends. Babysit the cat. Whatever you need, he'll provide it because he's just happy someone as beautiful as you is paying him any kind of attention. From him, you get quote unquote me time. He frees you up to do all the things you need to do on your me time. And then there's the Mandingo man, right? You need a big old Mandingo man. You know what you get from him. He's big. He's not that smart though, right? He can't hold a good conversation. He got muscles popping out of his eyebrows to his pinky toe. And when you see him, you know he's gonna put your back out. That's all you want from him. And he makes sure he gives it to you real good, ladies. Mind-blowing sex. That's what you get from Mr. Mandingo. And then you need the gay guy. Someone you can go shopping with and who doesn't want anything from you but gossip and details about what the old man brought you, which errands you sent the ugly guy to take care of, and exactly how Mandingo had you doing monkey flips for a week. See, the gay guy gives you all the conversation you need. 4 guys, ladies, supplying each of your needs should bring you happiness. I say should because for women, happiness isn't guaranteed. Even once their needs have been met. I say should because for women, happiness isn't guaranteed even once their needs have been met. We fully recognize that you maintain the right to change at any time the parameters, conditions, and specifics of what exactly will make you happy, and we will try to adjust accordingly, and usually we can't. You see what I'm saying? Now that's what Steve Harvey wrote in his book. So you see what I'm saying? This is the way many black women secretly or even overtly want it, to be desired by so many black men that they're willing to do almost anything in your presence, and all for the free. It's every girl's fantasy, right? And as I said in the previous chapter, fantasy can be healthy, so long as you keep the boundaries between fantasy and reality strong. The problem is, if there's anyone who has a problem with boundaries and with keeping fantasy in its place, it's black women. In the real world, ladies, in the real world, sisters, you get what you pay for, which explains how and why so many black women's love lives are so incredibly jacked up. If you're unwilling to get your needs met in the more traditional way, that is to say, by being the kind of woman black men want to care for in a more traditional setting, then you have to be willing to pony up to get the kind of treatment you think you're entitled to and deserve, sans all the mess of dangling out the possibility of sex. Other women do it, white, Asian, and Hispanic. And if you look closely, there is no white, Asian, or Hispanic Steve Harvey either. I'm just saying. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies specifically. What's going on with my keyboard? All right, let's reset this. We are on chapter 16. The Select Fuckboy Paradox. Before we go there, everybody throw your ones up. We have a stream sponsor. Judas Blues 357 has come back and blessed the channel again. Let me go ahead and make him the stream sponsor. I appreciate you. JUH. $357. Boom. Put him up on the screen. Thank you so much. He just hit us with a $10 super sticker. That means he's just supporting the channel. He's just blessing the channel. Thank you so much for your support, man. Thank you. That encourages me to keep going. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Judas Blues 357. Thank you so much. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies particularly, because I'm reading to you, we're going to read chapter 16 right now, the Select Fuckboy Paradox. The Select Fuckboy Paradox. Oh my God, this is what most of y'all need to pay. I wish we could share this video so everybody could tap in right now. Women need to pay attention to this one because this is one of the biggest problems that you guys are having. Look at the bad boys. They're so hot but dangerous, which turns me on even more. That's the Urban Dictionary. Now we get to the really good part. On New Year's Day, a young, pretty black woman, you, right? Just like you, ladies. A young, pretty black woman from somewhere in the European Union made a post on a popular discussion group online. She profoundly displayed photos of her quote unquote type of black men and then went on to lament the paucity of black men who quote took care of themselves, worked out regularly, ate good food, and got proper amount of sleep. The post would quickly rack up more than 600 comments, mostly from highly enthusiastic black women who not only rushed into co-sign their agreement, but also to sock it to the gents in the same form. You see, the lovely ladies had their fill of the Kevin Samuels acolytes, asking about the lady's height and weight and dress size, a very sensitive topic since it is well known and documented fact that black women on average are the heaviest, biggest, fattest, and most obese Americans in the entire country, male or female. Simply put, the go-to response on the part of the sisterhood whenever they're hemmed up in a corner with the truth is to return fire with black men, white women, purple people eaters do it too. And while it is true that all Americans are getting heavier, including black men at about 37% obesity rate, according to blackdemographics.com, you just can't get around the fact that black women, again, are the biggest, heaviest, and fattest Americans of all at an obesity rate of a whopping 55%. Try as black women might in this regard, nothing is going to change this fact other than direct and long, hard workouts, backing away from the table, and getting the long overdue psychological and mental health counseling and possibly medication so many black women so desperately need. But since I've covered the matter quite a bit elsewhere in this book, let's get back to the good stuff. Our European Union sister, whom I will be referring to as such from here on out. What EU sisters, European women across the pond, what her sister's post revealed is something black men both in and out of the black manosphere, especially the non-select ones like Shannon, have been saying for years, that black women most definitely have a type. One can quibble over the finer details, but the type the lovely lady spoke of is undeniable, especially in an Instagram age. And that type is what I refer to as the Terrell Owens template. I cite the former Philadelphia Eagle wide out because after carefully studying EU sisters' posts, in particular, and reflecting on the many other Dreamboat brothers, the lovely ladies have swooned over in the past, say few decades or so. They all confirm to a certain set of characteristics that Owens typifies. An NFL 21st century wide receiver build. He's tall, he's muscular, but not too much so, right? He's at 6'3" and about 224 pounds in his prime. Owens would certainly fit the bill, along with any other black man lucky enough to have the genes to make the grade. But there was something else about the lady swooning in response to EU Sisters' post earlier this month. It was the fact that all of the tall and buff brothers she featured in her post had copious amounts of ink on them. Tattoos. One guy in particular had his entire torso and upper body tatted out with 80s baby prominently featured on his left breast over his heart. This particular detail stood out to me because not a single lady in more than 600 comments straight said a mumbling word about all this prison bod ink, including the original poster herself. They didn't say anything about these fucking tattoos. And their conspicuous silence on this particular point was downright deafening. As you might have imagined, yours truly has the answers to how and why ladies acted in the way they did, and provides powerful clues as to how and why so many of you reading along right now find yourselves in quite a select fuckboy paradox. So let's get right to it. Hold on a second. Let's do that. So let's get right to it. Profile of the select fuckboy. Profile of the select fuckboy. As noted above, the major type for plurality of black women in our time is akin to an NFL player. I cited Terrell Owens as a case in point. Just a lot more inked up. He's tall. He's muscular. He obviously works out and focuses on his body a lot. But there's more to the select fuckboy profile that we have to cover, which we will do in just a moment. But first, I know you're probably thinking that I'm just hating on these type of men, right? On guys who take care of themselves. This was the refrain I'd hear from Derek Jackson fangirls in the years before his downfall. But nothing could be further from the truth. Please don't shoot the messenger because what I'm saying is dead-eye spot on. I've been studying the science of human and animal mating for decades, and I know what I'm talking about. Derek Jackson's predicament is the proof. Perhaps even more importantly, deep down in places you don't want to admit when you're in polite company, you know that I'm right too. Think about it. We know that Jackson, a former Tuskegee football player standing 6'5" and looking like he was carved out of granite, is hardly the faithful family man who he tried to portray on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And as far as Terrell Owens, he was married for barely a year, and before that had all kinds of baby mama drama, both hailed from black familiar backgrounds that are all far too often par for the course in our age of multi-partner fertility. That's the clinical way of saying baby mama or baby daddy drama. That usually results in black men like these being reared in de facto matrifocal homes and social environments where the black men that are present are incompetent and ineffectual. And yes, that's part of the select fuckboy profile too. Another major feature of the select fuckboy profile is their inability to enter into and maintain stable, loving, faithful, long-term relationships. They just can't do it. Not fuckboys. Due in part to the above paragraph. Another reason is due to the halo effect they have on so many black women. You see, in your minds, sisters, if a black man looks really good, he must be really good, when nothing can be further from the truth. And how do we know this? Well, among other things, because Dr. David M. Buss of the University of Texas at Austin said so. That's how. He has been studying the science of human mating a lot longer than yours truly, and I've been a huge fanboy of his ever since he dropped The Evolution of Desire way back in the early 2000s. I've had the chance to chop it up with him on my live shows and couldn't wait for his latest work called When Men Behave Badly: The Hidden Roots of Sexual Deception, Harassment, and Assault, which dropped almost a year ago. Written in direct response to the following in wake of the Me Too movement Dr. Buss attempts to bring his keen insight on human mating behavior to bear on a very real problem in our time, with possible solutions towards solving it. Starting on page 55 of this most recent book, Dr. Buss goes in on something that is in part the inspiration for this chapter, and I will quote him. I will quote a bit from him to drive home the point. Men scoring high in dark triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, turn out to be unusually attractive to women. They are unusually attractive to you ladies. Gregory Carter and colleagues created profiles of men scoring high in dark triad traits. These included self-descriptions using items capturing narcissism, a desire for attention, admiration, special favors, and prestige, Machiavellianism, proclivity to manipulate, deceive, flatter, and exploit others, and psychopathy, lack of remorse or concern with morality, lack of sensitivity to other people, cynicism about other people. Oh, I need to remember that one. See, that's what we call a psychopath, right? And I know a few I know a few women who are psychopaths. They just don't give a fuck about morality or anybody else's feelings. It's weird. That's cool to hear though. And Machiavellianism is proclivity to manipulate, deceive, flatter, and exploit others. And then narcissism, desire for attention, admiration, special favors, and prestige. I know women that tip on the narcissistic side. I know more men that are narcissistic than women, though, to be honest with you. I know more men that tip on the narcissistic side, but that psychopathy tip, oh, I know a lot of women that's like that. Women that's close to me. Women found these profiles more attractive than control profiles lacking in high-level dark triad attributes, even when physical appearances was identical and both sets of profiles lacked other cues that women are known to find attractive, such as good financial prospects. The bad boy paradox is why women would find such high-scoring dark triad men attractive, even though these men are socially duplicitous, are unfaithful when in relationships, and have no qualms about abandoning women after sex to seek other sexual prey. That is wild to hear. So you can find a man that is good looking, that is making money. He's just as tall. He has the same sexual body. This is a sidebar. As the bad boy, and women will somehow be attracted to the bad boy. Especially young women in their 20s. They'll be more attracted to the bad boy than the guy that's good, all other things being equal. That is why I want to say it's a mental problem, but can it be considered a mental problem when it's happening on such a large and wide scale? Let's continue. Again, both Derek Jackson and Terrell Owens exhibit these traits to a T, no matter how you slice it. But wait, there's more. Scientific studies have shown that men who are inked up, tattoos all over their bodies, are more likely to cheat on you than not. Women have long been wary of dating bulky men with tattoos. But new research has confirmed they're suspicious and found those with body art are more likely to cheat. A study asked 2,500 heterosexual men and women to give their thoughts on pictures of topless men. Men considered those who had tattoos as more attractive than their counterparts who didn't have one. So they had men who had tattoos and men who didn't have tattoos. Like, I have no tattoos. I have absolutely zero tattoos on my body. Me. I wouldn't get inked. Right? So you got men with tattoos and you got men with no tattoos. Right? But the tattooed men were considered less attractive by some women. The Polish study published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences had found. Despite linking the tattooed men with being healthier, a common scientific finding. They also considered them to be more masculine, dominant, and aggressive. It's long been known that testosterone, which is responsible for sex drive and muscle growth, encourages men to chase an affair. Masculinity is linked to having high testosterone levels and the hormone responsible for sex drive and muscle growth. Previous research has found that a surge in the hormone encourages men to seek an affair. The Polish researcher said the dark side of testosterone-related features perfectly explains why women assess tattooed men as the worst potential partners and parents. Scientists from the University of New Mexico previously found men in committed relationships have lower testosterone levels. Wow. So it's almost like women that say, man, you acting like a bitch. Or women that's telling the man that he's doing things that women do. She don't realize that that's the guy that's going to probably be more faithful than the guy that she wants to be super masculine, I guess, huh? While cheating men have higher levels of testosterone and masculinity and much, being macho, it is believed that the hormone aids men in their efforts to attract mates by increasing their confidence. The testosterone makes them more confident. They go out and they cheat even when they don't have to. They fuck you and then don't say nothing else to you, and then they go out and go just get some more pussy somewhere else. And they'll call you when they're horny. Got it. This tracks very well with the more recent data reported by Psychology Today on men with tats. Does viewing a tattooed man as healthy create a desire to begin a relationship? It depends on what type of relationship the viewer has in mind. Galbrazic and Zemeckview found that women judge men with tattoos as worse potential parents and partners than men without tattoos. Male viewers did not hold these views. Well, what about gym rats and muscleheads? Are they more or less likely to cheat on their women? The following piece from Stuff website answers that burning question. Yes. When you think of the gym, you may not immediately think cheating, but perhaps after today you will. Just this month, a survey of 1,100 Ashley Madison site members found that nearly 3/4 exercised primarily to maintain interest from their extramarital partners. They weren't working out to get healthy or live longer. That's not why they were going to the gym. They were working out to keep fucking their lovers. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that your gym-obsessed partner is being unfaithful. It just means that if they're being unfaithful, they're likely to be hitting the gym. Then again, your gym-obsessed partner may not actually be at the gym at all. According to a previous Ashley Madison study, going to the gym is the 5th most common excuse used by cheaters when meeting with their extramarital partner. And for the record, when they're not at the gym, they are working late, meeting a friend, going shopping, or on a quote-unquote business trip. And there's more. The good news is that most people will still make it out of the gym without falling into an extramarital affair. Unfortunately, however, the risk of infidelity doesn't end there. Getting in good shape will make your partner more likely to cheat simply because it makes them more attractive. And attractive people are more prone to adultery. Just last year, a study by Harvard, Laverne, and Santa Clara universities found that physically attractive individuals have a briefer relationships and more likely to divorce, are less committed to saving relationships, and express more interest in extramarital connections. Wow. The better you look, the more you'll cheat. The more you go to the gym, the more you'll cheat. The reason you go to the gym is so you can keep fucking. Not to live longer and look good, but so you can just keep fucking real good. Damn, that's one of my reasons. This is scary. Sometimes I read these books, I'll be like, damn, this shit is talking to me. I'm not a cheater, but I do go to the gym and I do work out so I can fuck real good in bed. I champion myself on knocking out some pussy. But one of the reasons I work out is because I want to make sure I maintain that as long as I possibly can. But they're saying people who look better cheat more often. Damn. Are you quick to leave your relationship because you look good? That's what the article is saying. It's saying people who look better have shorter relationships and are quicker to divorce and break up. Is it because you know you look good? It ain't gonna be no big deal for you to find somebody else, so you don't have any interest in working on the current relationship that you in? Fuck it. Why I gotta work on this? I'll go find another one. I look that good. The uglier you are, the harder you'll work on your relationship. The uglier, the fatter, the more out of shape you are, the more you're willing to make that relationship work. Because you know you got to go back out in them goddamn streets, and them streets have no mercy. Yikes. Yikes. What up, Sherwin? More from the good Dr. David Buss on the Select Fuckboy profile. While many black women, like the ones described in this chapter, place a huge importance on a black man's physical appearance, as we've seen above, what turns most sisters cranks doesn't stop there. As Buss points out in his excellent book, When Men Behave Badly, black women in particular are suckers for smooth talking, socially adroit, and dominating dapper dudes. Several clues suggest an explanation for women's attraction. First, men scoring high in dark triad traits are often socially charming. They are smooth operators who talk a good game. When interested, they focus their attention laser-like on a particular woman, making her think that she is supposedly supremely special. It's an elixir, especially for women accustomed to shy, awkward guys who lack the boldness to approach them. Second, these men exude self-confidence and status, key qualities that women desire in potential mates. They seek positions of leadership and social prominence, distinguishing themselves from the competition. Third, they dress well and stylishly. Another status cue. Fourth, they have smooth and coordinated body language. Their posture is relaxed and composed. They do not fidget nervously. They make good eye contact. More generally, they convey high mate value. They don't seem desperate. They don't trip over themselves trying to be nice or agreeable, qualities that can show low status and submissiveness. They convey an assumption that they are fascinating and deserve to be at the center of attention. They attract women's gazes and boldly take social risks, commandeering the group's attention, a key status indicator. Essence magazine agrees because in a 2015 interview with the matchmaking duo, the latter confirms everything Buss said some 6 years later. Essence.com. Do you feel black women and men are too particular when it comes to potential dating candidates? Fisher says, we found that as opposed to the white clients that we've had, black women are usually looking for physical attributes first. We look for someone who is attractive to us, and then we pick up on his hobbies, interests, and values. Whereas white clients are looking for the reverse first. What kind of job he has, what is he going to be able to provide, and then they circle back. Gilmore says, we're the first ones to look at men's bodies and how attractive they are. Black women are the first ones to look at a man's body and how attractive they are, whereas white women clients have a long list of requirements of things like character and integrity. Fisher then says, and then down the line, it backfires for black women because you were never compatible mixed to start with. Essence.com asks, well, do black women have realistic dating pool expectations? Does LaRonda Thomas, does Trina B, does Lakeisha Michelle, does Miss Drea have realistic dating pool expectations? We have clients that have a long laundry list. We have Black female clients that have a long laundry list of requirements. 6 foot 4 inches. He has to have a PhD. Never been married. He can't have any children. He must be in his late 30s or his early 40s. And a lot of times when we ask them, well, what are you bringing to the table? And the answer is nowhere near all of that stuff that they just listed. Why would you expect someone to have more than what you're offering? Well, there you have it, ladies. Hey, A. Wilson. There you have it, ladies. The select fuckboy profile for you, right there in black and white. To briefly recap, in case you missed it, they tend to be, and here's the fuckboys, ladies. Here's the fuckboys. All right, so this is just a recap on how to spot a fuckboy. I know you're gonna love him, and I know you're gonna fall for him. I know you're gonna give him the sex, and you're gonna give the good guy the hard time. But for the few small, minute percentage of women who are trying to do something about making themselves better and getting better outcomes than they've been getting, here's the fuckboy profile. 1, he's tall. He's usually 6 foot or taller. 2, he's muscular and well built. 3, he's self-absorbed, right? 4, he's smooth and adroit. He's very glib. 5, he's an excellent dresser and has a sense of style. 6, he tends to be at the center of attention everywhere he goes, often in leadership positions and or high status positions of authority, etc. And 7, he tends to be inked up pretty well with lots of tats. I was getting worried because I thought this was describing me. And I was like, oh, thank God I don't have no tattoos. And finally, he's likely to be a pathological liar, player, and cheater. And I know I don't fit that part. Here we go. There are no solutions, only trade-offs. Dr. Buss goes on to write in his book, When Men Behave Badly, that an interesting feature of the Me Too movement is that it wants men who score very high in the dark triad traits to be more like men who are not achievers, strivers, and leaders. Hence the paradox that is the title of this chapter to begin with. Many of you Black lovely ladies are drawn like moths to a flame to the very kinds of Black men who can and often do make your lives a living Hades on earth. And indeed, much of the energy, focus, and thrust of the Black love machine is really aimed at trying to defang the select fuckboys. I'm here to tell you that no such animal exists. As the great economist and public intellectual Thomas Sowell once famously said, there are no solutions, only trade-offs, ladies. There are no solutions, only trade-offs. And if you simply can't screw up the gumption and desire to get with a non-select guy who has been documented to treat you better in long-term relationships, on average, you will be much better off simply accepting the inevitable trade-offs that come with being with the kind of guys described in this chapter. When Mr. Select Fuckboy cheats on you, ladies, I mean, since that's who you want, right? You guys want the Select Fuckboy. You want that guy. You know what you know the job is dangerous. So since you want that guy, right? Miss Drea, since you want that guy. Since you want that guy. Since you know Mr. Select Fuckboy cheats on you, and he will, that's a guarantee. Simply grin and bear it. Deal with it. When Mr. Select Fuckboy ghosts you and just leaves you alone, doesn't call you, you don't know where the fuck he is, you text him, he's not answering. You call him, he's not answering. He's not bothering with you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't check in on you. And he will. Simply chalk it up to the game, ladies. When Mr. Select Fuckboy embarrasses you with his third love child, simply get a box of Pampers and welcome the new addition to the family. All of these and a whole lot more is the price you pay for getting with guys who are the dark triad personified. So shut the fuck up about your bumbleclot crying already. I mean, seriously. Far too long, Black women have been caterwauling about no good Black men as if there's some amorphous, undifferentiated blob out there, a kind of collective boogeyman out to do Black women on a whole wrong. Nothing could be further from the truth, and in our time today, we know the truth. These kinds of no good nothing Black men have a profile, a particular type. Heck, we even know what they're likely to look and sound like, ladies. And you ladies are drawn to them like the swallows at Capistrano 2. Well, ladies, the gig is up. The gig is up at long last. Either steer clear from the select fuckboys, ladies. Either fucking ignore them or bear the slings, arrows, and scraped up knees as the cost of messing around with them in silence. Just be the fuck quiet. Capiche? And we are done. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Friday, we read chapter 17. The swirling wars. Uh-oh. Black women, other men. Other than Black men, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men. Black women and other than Black men. The swirling wars. That's 12 pages. And then after that, the common denominator is 10 pages. So we got a little reading to do on Friday, y'all. So don't be late. Let me go back to Pat Chait. Let me go back to 17. That's ready to go. Be ready, y'all. All right, let's close the entries. Get ready to do our giveaway. What's up, Trina? Trina says, what seems to be happening is that even the nice guys seem to be acting like bad boys. Is that true, y'all? Let me throw that on the screen. Trina B says, what seems to be happening is that even the nice guys seem to be acting like bad boys. Is it that they're acting like bad boys, Trina? Or is it that the nice guys are waking up and recognizing their worth and not taking the bullshit that they've been getting for the last 30 years? That's the question. Is it that they're waking up to the bullshit, even the nice guys, and they're not taking it no more? And to women, that's looking like, oh, you an asshole too. I wonder if I should open up the call lines. Y'all want to call in? Do y'all want to call in? Lakeisha says, ignore the fuck out of them. They gets no play from me. I can't do the fuck boys or the bad boys. I like non-select men. Lakeisha say she like non-select men. She don't like non-select men. Lakeisha don't like the non-selects. Lakeisha likes the bad boys too. Out there in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Alicia says, I think the bad boys are acting nice, I think. Oh, see, Alicia says, no, I think the bad boys are acting nice. It's not that the good guys are acting bad these days. Alicia says, I think the bad guys are acting nice. Oh, shit. Obsidian is here. Y'all. Obsidian is here. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
The author of the book is here, ladies and gentlemen. Mumia Obsidian Ali is in the house. Obsidian says, Trina, it makes perfect sense. Black men are rational actors in the mating marketplace and responding to market demand. Read Black Female Desire. Igbo is agreeing with me. Obsidian says, yes, let her rip, open them call lines. He said I should open up the call lines. I should open up the call lines. Miss Parker. Obsidian says, yes, there is such thing as beta male nice guy game. There is such thing as beta male nice guy game. Did I give away? Did we pick a winner yet? Let me pick the winner. I know we closed the chat. The contest. Let me pick the winner. And the winner of today's contest is LaRonda Thomas. The system is going to show it in the chat right now. I can complete that. I can close this out. LaRonda, congratulations on winning the chat contest. Congratulations on winning the chat contest, LaRonda. I'm not going to open up the call lines, Obsidian. I got to make a run. I got to make a run right now. And but we're going to start doing that. I'm excited for Friday. Friday is the swirling wars, ladies. I know so many black women feel that they got so many options. We just start dating others than black men. Black men don't want us, so we'll just start dating others. Oh, I can't wait to see what Obsidian has to say about that. We got solid 12 pages on that. Then we got 10 pages on the following chapter. We're going to be here for a little while on Friday, y'all. For all the women out there that believe that just dating out is the solution, tap in on Friday. Tap in 2 days when we're back again reading the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. I appreciate you guys all being here. Please subscribe to my channel. That's important to me. Please like this video. That's important to me. It lets YouTube know that we're worth watching. Please. I got 19 likes on this. Can I get one more like on this video to take me to 20? Trina says I need a Shannon After Dark. Okay, so here's the deal. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not opening up the call lines. I got 2 other shows. I got one show called Check This Out, and I got a show called High Value Shan. Not High Value Man, but High Value. High Value Shan is a call-in show. It's a specific call-in show where I want you guys to tap in. My show called I'm having a brain fart. The War Room is a discussion panel. So the War Room is a discussion panel. High Value Shan is a call-in show. So I want you guys to tap into the High Value Shan. And High Value Shan is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. at night, Pacific Standard Time. So that's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. I haven't done it in about 5 months, 6 months, but I'm bringing it back. And just because every time I get ready to have some dust settle, something else pops up. And I want to be able to provide you guys with a quality show. I cannot do sloppy shows. There's so many sloppy productions here on YouTube. I don't want to be part of that. So it's either the best or nothing. That's my signature. If anybody ever got an email from me, if you've ever received an email from me, you'll notice in my signature, in my emails, is the quote from Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. So the reason why you guys haven't seen High Value Shan is because if I can't give you the best, then I won't give you anything at all. But the High Value Shan show is an evening show and it's a call-in show. And then there's the War Room, which we have just various discussions. So I want you guys to tap into that. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your interest and thank you for your continued support, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in to the next chapter of Rich People Read, which is on Friday. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes tu mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón, te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón, solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso me antojo. Chica, necesito mis anteojos, quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.